This Primrose Jasmine is something else that spreads. We've got lots of it too. The wallaby likes to go and hide inside it. It's a nice, beautiful wildflower, really. It's a shrub though, but I mean it spreads everywhere. It's lovely, gorgeous. You could actually sunbake in the nude behind that. You could make a fence of that stuff if you wanted. It's gorgeous, and the neighbours wouldn't be able to see through. It's beautiful stuff. Quite drought hardy once established. Beautiful. Lots of birds hide in it too. It's lovely. Lovely stuff. And you've decided to focus for me. This is Primrose Jasmine. It's not fragrant like the ordinary jasmine, but it's still very beautiful. It is. These periwinkles are only just starting to put on their beautiful display, but we have the stuff everywhere along pathways. Show us yourself, don't hide your light under a bushel. The colour's much stronger than it appears on camera. We have this everywhere, and it's completely tough, and it can survive the dreadful summers here, and it gives that lovely cottage garden effect, as I say. A whole sea of periwinkle. Just periwinkle everywhere. And if the camera doesn't show up its beautiful strong purple colour, not this cheap camera. Look at that. Very drought hardy. Of course, if you think it's a weed, you shouldn't grow it where you are. It is like a weed, but I mean, what's the point of trying to grow thirsty plants here that aren't suited? Yes, I know, I said or added already for my hay fever, don't I? Look at that. Just everywhere. Now someone's using an angle grinder. Someone's using an angle grinder now. Look at that. Just everywhere. I want to be surrounded by beautiful flowers wherever I go. I can't have it all year round, but I can have that beautiful wildflower effect in the cooler months at least. Look at you. And you too. Show us yourself. Just everywhere. Wherever you look. I tried to grow Sparaxis here as wildflowers, but it's a little bit too hot. They're like freesias. They're not that happy here. It's a little bit too hot for them. They may well come from South Africa and places like that, but it's a bit hot here without water. That one just fell off. Beautiful colour though. Where I come from in the tablelands, these can grow wild. If you spread them, they just multiply and multiply and multiply on their own. Not here though. So zillions and zillions of vinca, whatever they're called, vinca major, periwinkles. Very tough. Very tough. Very tough. Can survive the heat. The white Triteleias are going to multiply everywhere in this garden. They've been put into pots, they've been put everywhere, and we're going to get more in a couple of months' time. There's going to be zillions of white stars every spring. Every spring there'll be white stars everywhere. Listen, dogs are barking and people are rolling doors now. So you can have that cottage garden effect if you use the right things in a dry climate, but it's ridiculous trying to grow thirsty things. I used to do that, but it's just a waste of time and energy. These white stars are going to be everywhere. The odd blue one too. They're just so tough, these white stars. Just so tough. They're so tough. You can rely on them to come back again and again. There's 2 in this pot, and there'll be, what, 4 next year. Just so many. So, just telling you again about my efforts to have a beautiful wildflower garden that is, you know, can stand the dry climate and doesn't require a lot of work, because they're all really tough. But it's still a beautiful garden, and it's like a painting, and it is fine art really, but you've got to work with what you've got. Listen to all those cockatoos. These foxgloves, for example. These foxgloves are very beautiful, but they just use too much water. They just use too much water. So it's ridiculous trying to have that cottage garden effect with foxgloves. I'm looking forward to their blooms, but they still use too much water, and I can't have them everywhere. I'd love to, but I can't. They're just too thirsty. So all you can do is work with what you've got, with what actually works. Foxgloves are fun to play with, but they just won't work out here. You just can't have them here. If I could have what I wanted out here, I'd have hollyhocks and snapdragons and delphiniums, but they're all too thirsty. They're all just too thirsty. These aren't thirsty. These can survive. They can stand the heat, they can stand the drought, and they look beautiful. And they are sort of weeds, really. But I don't mind weeds, because I'm wild and free too, aren't I?